Hello and once again welcome in the histories class. This is 11th class history. We are discussing urbanization in the southern Mesopotamia temples and king. In last class we already discussed about the geography of the Mesopotamia as well as we discussed about the writing perspective of the Mesopotamia and significance of urbanization and movements of good. So we know a structure where the Mesopotamia was, what kind of the civilization it was, but now we are going to deep in the civilization and we are trying to construct a knowledge about the city, what kind of the city was there, how the people was living, what kind of the life they was having, we have to discuss. Okay, so firstly we can say it was around 5100 BC when these kinds of the development started in the Mesopotamia. It was around 5000 BC when the city start developing in Mesopotamia, and it was southern part of the Mesopotamia where we found a certain kind of the city. Okay, so before understanding the structure of the city, we supposed to understand the structure of the temple, because temple played a very important role in the Mesopotamian civilization. How it plays a very important role? Because see, certain kind of the spot was selected for the temple, and then they start developing the temple there. The temple supposed to be or the shrine of the god that was that was formed by unbaked clay, as well as what was the shrine of the god. The shrine of the god was known as a residence of god. Okay, why it is residence? Like we have a home, so that was a belief of the Mesopotamian people that this is a home for the god, that is the home of the god, and god are living here. There was not like that there is an icon of god. They believe that god are living here, so they were doing every day to day practice related to the living purpose. Okay, so certain kind of the source of the god we found here. So first is moon in the Ur city, also the goddess Inanna, uh, goddess of Inanna, which is love and war. So we found about the goddess of Inanna, which is love and war. Secondly, we discuss about the development, how the temple developed. In starting, the temple was only having a single room. Okay, this kind of the room. So there is a deity's picture of icon, and people was going inside the room and worshipping. So it was a kind of worship room, you can say. That was the structure of the temple. Laterally, that structure start developing with the several rooms. Okay, so several rooms, several goats, and this kind of the structure start developing. Laterally, it also had a courtyard, so pillared courtyard. Then you had a wall surrounded by that. So this kind of the structure laterally developed in the temple. So you also find this kind of structure in the present time period of the southern India, that you have them. You will have a surrounded wall. Okay, this is the area of temple. Have a look, and then you will have a main temple, main deity there. There will be a courtyard, and there will be a entrance that is supposed to known in the Indian history, supposed to be Mukha Mandapa, means the entrance of the temple. And then there will be a hole, that is Maha Mandapa, where people will worship or dance and present. Okay, so then Garbhagriha, where there will be a deity. So ये इंडियन कॉन्सेप्ट है बेसिकली, बट इसमें कहीं ना कहीं हमें यही कॉन्सेप्ट देखने को मिलता है मेसोपोटामिया में, कि जो टेम्पल्स है वो सबसे पहले एक सिंगुलर रूम होते थे. लिटरली क्या है, वो सेवरल रूम में डेवलप होने लगे. अब सेवरल रूम में जैसे यहाँ पर टेम्पल है, उसके बाहर एक कोर्टयार्ड हो गया, उसके चारों तरफ वॉल्स वगैरह कर दी गई. सो दीज वॉल वॉज सराउंडिंग टुवर्ड्स द टेम्पल. सो ये सारे फीचर जो हैं टेम्पल्स में डेवलप होने लगे. So in starting, temple was also look like the ordinary house, and laterally the outer walls and the several rooms occurs in the temple. What was the important? The god focus of the worship. So the people was focusing on the worship. People believed in the gods, that they have to worship the god, they have to give the tribute to them, and then when the god will be happy, so they will give the reward for that. Theoretically, owner of the agriculture, field and fishing, and the heart of the local community. It was also believed that god is the owner of everything, agriculture, fishing, or everything of a local community. Why? Because it is the connection of the nature goddess. If you remember, in Indian history there is a nature goddess, that nature is giving everything, nature is a giver. So that was the same ideology followed by the Mesopotamian people, that god is giving everything to us, and we supposed to follow this kind of thing, and we supposed to give that things to as a tribute to the god. Harvesting, spinning, grinding, and weeding were also done in the temple. So these kind of the process was also done in the temple. It was not that they was giving the tribute to the god, but they were I already explained that god, this was a home of the god. So they was living and they were doing the day to day life in the house of the god. Second is king. You supposed to know about the kings of the Mesopotamia. So basically we have two kings, and Mekar and Gilgamesh. These are the two famous, two famous king of the Mesopotamian civilization, and Mekor and Gilgamesh. So kings was always having the equal respect like the god, because see, always there is a philosophy in the every religion or every reason, you can say that king is a son of god, or king is have a power or a ray of god. Because of that, king have the authority to rule on the people. That's why people have to follow the command of the king, because king is selected by the god to protect the people and rule the people. That is the basic perspective related to king. So this kind of the perspective we find in the Mesopotamia also, and that was giving the equal respect as the god, like they were giving the respect to the god as well as the same respect was given to the king. Fort is front of the temple to show the equality. For that, there is always the fort was always, not we can say always, the majority of the time the fort was always in the front of the temple to show the equality between the people, king and the god. During warfare, chiefs increased their influence and cults. So what was happening in the during the warfare, the chief was influencing, means chief was attacking the other territory, and they were controlling. So they were, when they were controlling the how they were controlling the precious beauty of the god and the community, when they were looting the people, so that they were dividing the loot to the god as well as to the community. So that was a tradition, that you have to attack another another area, and then you will grab the money, and then money will be distributed between the people, and as well there will be a part of god in that booty. Leaders encourage the settlement near the village. Close of them get army rapidly for the provide the security, as well as leader was also encouraging the settlement near the village, because they know that army is supposed to be provide the security. So that was the responsibility of king. I already explained. So that kind of the responsibility was given by the god to the king. That is the idea of legitimacy and sovereignty. Sovereignty is supposed to means the taking decisions, and legitimacy means the authority which is supposed to be legitimized by the people have to accept that kind of the authority, and that legitimacy always created by the idea of the god, that god gave the permission to the king to rule over the country. Now what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about the city of Urk. So basically there are three cities discussed in the chapter: Urk, Ur and Mari. So you supposed to know about the cities, what kind of the city was there. So in the about the Urk, you will find in the end of the urban in the southern Mesopotamian temple and king. There is not separately written Urk, but on page number 38 you will find about the Urk. So that is the most important ancient city of Mesopotamia. First thing, Urk is the most important city of the Mesopotamia. Second, founded by the king and Mekar. Already we discussed that there was two king, and Mekar and Gilgamesh. These was the famous. Earlier sources we found around the 300 BC grew the Anarmius, and that time it was 250 hectares. It was the area which was covered by that Urk. It was 250 hectares. Laterly in 2800 BC, that was 400 hectares, and time period for around the 4200 BC to 400 CE. So that was a long time period. We find many sources of this time period, and Urk was survived that laterally that time. How it was surviving, what was the feature of the city? Defensive walls, means if you have settlement there are houses and buildings, administrative system, this is city, so that was covered by a defensive wall. Okay, you have a main wall around the city, and then you will have only a single gate to enter in the city. That was for the protection of the city. So that kind of the feature we found in that city. Also, work capacity and local people were put at the work. So what was happening in this work, that people was ready to the war, and they were having the capacity to fight with the different power, as well as they were having capacity to fight, and as well as they have the idea of the protection in that time period. Second is agricultural tax, and was compulsory. The people supposed to pay the agriculture tax to the king, obviously, because the land was always owned by the king. People was not having control on the land, so that whenever they were producing something, so they have to give the fourth part or fifth part or sixth part, is sometimes very according to the region and according to the grains, but they supposed to pay to the king. Ration was giving to them, but king was also storing this kind of the grains in the granary. So whenever there will be a disease problem or there will be a famine or whatever problem they will face, so the king will provide the ration to the people. 100 of the ration list people name and quantity of the grain, clothes and oil allotted to them. So there we found many of the 100 list which is talking about the people who got the ration from the king as well as the things from the king. After the urk, we have to discuss about the trade. What kind of the trade was there? Trade already we discussed that in the last class, this Mesopotamia was having a huge agriculture production because of the land fertility, but they were not having mineral and resources, so they was having trade for the mineral and resources. They were broughting this kind of thing from out of the territory. So rulers commanded the people to fetch stone, metal, make bricks for the temple and technical advantage. That is also a kind of the trade, that people was gathering the metal and stone to make the architectural building. Bronze tools came into the use. So what kind of the tool they were using? They were using the bronze tool in their time period. As well as architecture learned to the construct the bricks and columns. So if you have a look on the architecture, you will find a huge architecture. Have a look on the picture, it is a imagination, but that kind of the architecture was there. It have a look, it's totally look like the modern architecture, and or you can say better than the modern architecture. So that was that kind of the architecture we find in the Mesopotamian civilization. Second is basically they started to create a color mosaic. They were also creating the color mosaic to use the color to make the colorful building. Some achievements in the sculpture, so they made huge sculpture. Have a look, this is also a sculpture. So they made a huge kind of the sculpture, as well as the very fine kind of the sculpture we found. Pottery wheel was there, dozen of the pots in the single time, so they were forming dozen of the pot in the single time. Mass production of the similar pottery, so they were creating a mass production of the similar pottery at the same time period. So this was all about the urbanization in the southern Mesopotamia. So you have to remember these kind of the things about the urk as well as the king and about the temple. Have a look in this topic, read the chapter. If you have any problem, feel free to call. Stay home, stay safe. Have a nice day.